What we're doing today is deleting the automatic fuel shutoff sediment bowl on a John Deere 2-cylinder. We've been having trouble with this one, so we're going to go ahead and just get rid of it and put on a standard fuel sediment bowl. The way these work is oil pressure comes into this port and there's a diaphragm up in here, and when the oil pressure goes in, it pushes down on that diaphragm, which opens up that valve right there and lets gas come into the sediment bowl. So we've been having trouble with this one. The oil lines are leaking, and then we can't find the right fitting for in there, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. The only thing you got to do is make sure that you always check that you have oil pressure. What these were designed to do is make the tractor not run if there was no oil pressure, so we're just going to have to always watch the gauge. So what we're going to do is use a compression fitting on the end of a new line to get rid of that, and just go directly in with that where the old line had a solder on here. So what we're going to do is just get rid of that and go with a compression fitting instead. So your nut goes on, and then your compression fitting, and then when that tightens up, that smushes that compression fitting and fills up any voids that's in the joint and makes a fuel tight seal. Now I'm going to put a little bit of liquid thread sealant on the sediment bowl threads. Now you don't actually have to do this, but I still like to, just to be safe and make sure it seals it up good so I don't have to tear it back apart. So the other part to this job is after the oil comes in, it also goes through that and pressurizes to your pressure gauge, your oil pressure gauge. So in doing that, you have to make a new line that comes up out of the motor and into the oil pressure line, and get rid of the line that used to come up to the sediment bowl. So we're going to do that here next. The back of the gauge comes out and goes into a 90-degree elbow right there. So then we'll run a line from that down to the top of the block, which if you look back in there, right there's a hole that fitting will go down in, and then that's where the oil pressure comes up out, and then that'll go directly to the gauge. the new line, comes up and around. I gave it a little bit of slack there, because that way, if you ever gotta replace any of the gauges or anything like that, it gives you a little bit of room to get it pulled back, so you got enough room to pull it back to get the dash out a little bit. So that's how you would delete an automatic fuel shutoff on a John Deere 2-cylinder. If you have any questions on what we did today or anything else on something like that, please put it in the comments below, and thanks for watching.